Hi again. Welcome back to the program. My name is Dean. It is towards the end of the week. Busy day today. I always say that every day, but it's true. We're going to check in with our man Alex of the Ukraine. We're going to head to the Nicaragua today, Lake Nicaragua, to be serious, to be honest, to talk about, where we're going from a perspective of like locales. We're going to the Ukraine. We're going to Berlin. We're going to Nicaragua. And we're going to Edmonton and Binbrook. Hello, everybody. That is Lachlan Fart, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton. That is Ryan Lindley of the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. That is my friend Greg Bond. And again, all over the place. Ryan is Southern Ontario. I'm just, an hour and a half just north of you. Lachlan's in Edmonton, and Bondzee is in Nicaragua, where we start today's program. We've got lots to get to. Thanks, everybody, for being. Bonds, we did not get to you last week. I promised you we would get to you this week because you bribed some cops and you took a video of it, correct?
Oh, we got to see that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Why is my name Fart?
I don't know.
How do you guys change that? I don't even know how to change it on my end.
Do you want me to change it for you right now? I thought you did it on purpose.
No, I did not. I did not. And I'm not a
I can't even see that. Hold on. I got to put on my Kareem Abdul glasses. There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, your racquetball shades. Yeah. Anyway, so sorry we didn't get to you, but you've been sending us some stuff. Now, first of all, let's deal with this one thing. Bonds, of course, world traveler, was in the States on a midlife crisis tour, went home for like 5 minutes, got his asshole cleaned up, had a little bit of surgery, and then went down to Nicaragua, where you've been, and you were supposed to come back like 2 days ago. So let's start there. What the fuck happened? Why aren't you back?
I was supposed to fly out today, actually, and some opportunities came up here, some great interviews that I got lined up. And then I got an opportunity to stay in this huge mansion. It's just something I couldn't give up. She wanted $200 to come and stay with her for 3 weeks until she's leaving next week. Then I get the house to myself for 2 weeks, and then the new renters are coming in, and so I'm helping her out. She's helping.
You have to provide any services?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A little.
Hello.
She's as old as my mom, by the looks.
Doesn't mean you can't clean her pool.
Listen. Guys are making fun of me last night on my show.
How old are we talking? Hang on. How old are we talking? Let's deal with that first. How old is this cougar?
It's tough to say
Silverback.
Because
Silverback.
I'm going to say I'm going to guess late 60s, early 70s.
Sharon Stone is 64. I would totally in a heartbeat. Second.
Is she Sharon Stone hot?
Yeah. She's not Sharon, but she's ugly. She's a really nice lady, as a matter of fact. And she lives in this.
I'm not hearing a no here. I am not hearing a no to you cleaning her pool.
So, Bonds, you're in Nicaragua, decided to stay, not leaving today because you got a sweet deal on a new pad that an older, hotter lady has asked you to move in, give her a couple $100. So you're bridging that. And this lady doesn't want anything other than $200 from young Bonds?
No,
I've never paid for sex either.
How do you know?
But
How do you know?
Judging you.
Yeah.
No. Well,
how do you know?
I guess to be completely honest, Dean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume she's not looking for Bondzee, but I don't know. You never know.
Married? Was she a widower?
She's a widower, yeah, I believe so.
She probably killed her husband and moved down there.
Yeah, for sure. She needs it.
One night,
she probably does. I mean, but listen, I don't know if I could get past
a little bit of extra Hawaiian
past the
tropic.
What?
Well, the fact that she's almost my mom's age or getting up there, and
you're thinking too much.
Maybe
you just gotta
come
out on the veranda with nothing on, like just old buck naked Bondzee. Yeah. Walk out on the veranda with a cocktail in your hand and just see where things go.
Yeah.
Say, and when you walk out, say, feeling frisky out, isn't it? And then wink.
You haven't seen the belt for my robe, have you?
Yes.
I sent
or
some
my
pictures
robe.
Of the crib. It's a huge upgrade from where I was just staying. View-wise, it still is spectacular. But house-wise and size-wise, I've got my own bedroom. I've got my own office to go and record in every day. Just so much more comfortable and a lot more space. And it's a really, really nice crib.
When does your gig in Canada start? Like, when do you have to be?
I have to report May 1st up to the island. So I'm flying out probably around April 1st-ish. And then I'll be home for a month in Hamilton and surrounding areas, and then we head north.
Good, great, thanks. What happened with the cop that you bribed? Because I didn't quite understand it. And this video that we're about to watch is, well, let me get this out. This video we're about to watch, when you sent it to me, I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is he doing? And I know you explained it, but is this like regular fare in Nicaragua? Like, does this happen all the time? Explain what we're watching here.
So I was out riding with my buddy. I have a helmet. He doesn't. He got stopped by the police here. So what he's doing is, there's my bike. He had to buy them burgers instead of getting a ticket. Awesome. So he kept saying, Bonds, you want to leave now? Because he sort of wasn't down with me recording. The police don't really kind of like being recorded down here.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a thing.
Well, I think in general, police don't really like to.
Totally getting stabbed. I
shot now.
Can't believe it has happened already.
We were out perusing the neighborhood. I had my helmet on because I've seen them around at nighttime, and they never used to be. My buddy's lived here for 7 years. He knows all the cops. He never wears his helmet. They stopped us. Ty started talking to them in Spanish. The next thing you know is he goes, Bondzee, let's go. We're going to go buy them burgers, and that's what I'm getting. I don't have to pay. Usually, all you have to do is give them a couple hundred Cordoba. We'll get you out of pretty much anything, which is about $6 Canadian.
So you bribed some cops with some street burgers?
Yep. So
street
a
meat?
couple of weeks ago, I did get caught without my helmet because the girl on the back was wearing my helmet. So we got stopped by the cops. She got off, gave me my helmet. I gave them 200 Cordobas, and off we went.
Yeah.
She walked up the street. She hopped back on, and we were off. And then last night, no, it was 2 nights ago. We got stopped again, and this time we bribed them with burgers. And so this is a great story. The guy that got caught the week before, he was riding on his bike with his wife on the back. No helmets, either one of them. They're smoking a joint. Same spot, come around the corner, boom, there's the cops. You can go right, left, or straight. He went to go right. There was a cop there, so he was like, fuck this. So he darts left. 3 cops standing there. So he has to stop because they're standing in the middle of the road. So he pulls over, he starts laughing. They start laughing at him, and he was basically he's a smooth talker. And there was 8 cops in total in and around that vicinity. Not only did he get away with not getting in trouble with the weed, no helmets, evading police officers, cost him 8 hamburgers, $15. And off he went. And it was the same cop that got us 2 nights ago. Yeah. And she just laughed at him. And he's like, you want more hamburgers? And she was like, yeah, we're hungry. So,
wow. So are the cops like, they're friendly but crooked? Is that what I'm going to understand? Because like that's a bribe where I come from in this country. Is like I remember
would be highly illegal, wouldn't it?
Yeah. When I was in the States, I remember getting pulled over, got a ticket. I'm like, can I just pay it here? He goes, are you trying to bribe me, son? And I'm like, fuck no. No. Like I took it seriously. But over there, it's just a way of life, friendly, but just they want food.
Here's the rule of thumb down here. When you're driving in your car or motorbike as a gringo, you keep your money in one pocket, but you always keep 200 to 500 Cordoba, which is $6 to $10, in one pocket only. And if you get stopped, all you got to do is give him a couple hundred Cordoba. If he kind of doesn't like the 200, you give him 5, and then you're good to go.
Wow. Why don't you give him 1,000 Cordoba just to let you do whatever the fuck you want?
Well, that's just it, dude. I've seen people get caught with cocaine, weed on the beach and stuff. And all they got to do is shell up. Most people, if they're down here and they're not really down with the full ways, they'll start coughing up 20s, American. And we get mad at those people because they're like, "Fuck, you're making us look bad.
You're wrecking our fucking vibe, dude." Like, because you have like a bribe deal going on there. You don't want them to wreck your fucking whole bribe racket. Yeah,
exactly.
Can I weigh in here? And this is just the rule follower in me, but why don't you just wear a fucking helmet?
Yeah.
Well, I wear mine 90% of the time here. But there's sometimes you don't, especially at night. There's a lot less traffic. Cops aren't usually out at night. It's just cool to ride around helmetless, and it's not like you're flying in any more than third gear around town. So you just kind of hop on your bike and away you go. It's so many people don't wear helmets here. It's a thing.
Yeah. So back to the crooked cops. Fuck the helmets. And your helmet. I don't care if you wear a helmet. I care if you crash and you're not wearing a helmet. But whatever. It's your
as long as you've got those glasses on, you'll be good. I don't think you'll ever get hurt in those.
Yeah, you'll never. You make sure you keep those on because you never know, A, when you're going to crash, laid, or B,
Thanks,
when there's a squash game in the around your.
When a racquetball game may break out wherever you are.
There's a basketball court in town.
Well, yeah. Go there, Jam Bondzee. You should do it.
Can you walk up to a bunch of like people, natives in that area, and just go, "Hey, handball, anyone with those glasses?" Just have one glove on.
Anyone? I've got the glasses on. I'm ready. How crooked are the cops though? Because apparently, like Ryan, you and I were talking about it earlier. Nicaragua cops and like policing in Nicaragua is like as far as the corruption index, it's like one of the most corrupt countries in the world.
In the world, what are they called? The World Freedom, whatever the hell it is, Human Rights. Oh, there it is. Human Rights Watch World Report 2019. They placed 151st out of 180 countries as being not corrupt. So that's not good. So
that's pretty close to the back end of 180.
Yeah, it says corruption remains a serious problem for doing business in Nicaragua. Transparency International's 2017 Corruption Perception Index ranks the country at 151 out of 180 countries. According to the Freedom House, since the election of Daniel Ortega in 2006, corruption has increased in Nicaragua. And an enormous concentration of power by the executive has allowed President Daniel Ortega's government to commit egregious abuses against critics and opponents with complete impunity. A crackdown by national police and armed pro-government groups in 2018 left 300 people dead, over 2,000 injured, and hundreds arbitrarily arrested and prosecuted. So I'm guessing they're not showing up with hot tubs.
I was here for some of that. We bought the bar that I bought with my business partner. We bought it 3 weeks before that whole political uprising went down. And then I had to come back a couple months later to close on the deal and take over the bar. And there was a lot of shit here still then, but it was safe in San Juan. It's kind of more of the northern towns, and up Managua is 2 hours away, the capital. If you had to go up there, a 2-hour drive is now taking 4 or 5 because of so many roadblocks and stuff. And yeah, you really didn't want to be driving up there a whole lot, but everything's fine now. Ortega got back in just last year. So he's back in reign, which anybody that tried to run against him, we pretty much put in prison anyway. So
what would have happened? What would have happened if there was a protest like we saw in Ottawa? What if what if a group down there tried to do that in Nicaragua? What would happen?
Well, that's how it all started. The students, the university students, peacefully protested about they were getting majorly taxed as students in university, and then he also taxed the elderly on their pensions and stuff, and they got upset with that. Now, the elderly aren't going to go out protesting a whole lot here. That's not their jam, but the university students took it upon themselves to peacefully protest on campus. Ortega was having none of it, and he sent his guys in, the Sandinistas, the troops, and what started as a kind of no protesting here turned into rubber bullets, then turned into real bullets, and yeah, a lot of people were shot and killed here and injured for sure. It was crazy.
You were telling us not that long ago about a lot of Champagne refugees from Canada that moved to Nicaragua because they were tired of the tyranny and oppression in Canada. Do they not see the fucking irony in this?
Yeah.
Do they not see it? Is it not?
Well, Ryan, they don't, because they didn't do their research. They just were like, I fucking hate Canada. I hate Trudeau. I'm leaving forever, and I'm taking my kids and uprooting.
Who doesn't have any rules with COVID?
Yeah.
We'll go there. They didn't look into this sort of political landscape.
Yeah, so they were so hyper focused on COVID. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Locke. We'll keep going when you're.
Yeah,
no. I was just going to ask if there's a big cocaine, there's a cocaine thing down there too, right?
Huge. Colombia is not too far south of here, and the boats. Well, I've seen them before. They get pointed out to me because I've been here a long time, and I know some people in that, and they'll actually point out. You'll see them go by real quick, like massive speedboats. It's a big thing out here. The Navy's always running back and forth, and the ships out in the ocean.
No shit.
Kind of parade in the waters, yeah.
You ever go for a walk on the beach and find a bundle of coke?
I haven't, but the girl that I purchased the bar off of in 2018, she did.
And what'd she do with it? Because I saw, I read a story the other day about like 10 kilos that washed up off the shore of Miami. And some kid went home and like an 18-year-old kid, he says, Dad, there's drugs on the beach. We got to get rid of them. And he's like, no, we got to show them to the police. I'm like, street value of about $7 million. I'm not sure I would do that. Anyway, what did she do with it?
No, I don't know if I should say anything. She found it. We'll put it that way.
That's why she sold the bar and got out of Dodge.
We'll put it that way.
How much coke did she find?
She hid for a while. A brick. It washed up on shore.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, down there it's like it happens all the fucking time because they're
How
all
much
like,
is a brick? Like you see those bricks.
You see them right out of the movies.
Yeah.
Wow.
How much is
Usually
it?
a kilo, aren't they?
I don't know what. I don't.
Brick? 2.5
Thankfully,
pounds?
I don't know what a brick runs for on the streets.
Way to go,
There's
Bonds.
no winking either. I really don't.
Okay,
How
many burgers would it take to get out of a brick?
Let's have a little honesty circle here. Let's just
Cocaine
go around
is
the
cheaper
fucking.
here than weed. That's a true story.
Holy shit!
Let's just go around the horn here. You found a brick of cocaine. Dean, what are you doing with it?
Sell it.
Okay, you're not gonna. It's
What?
Colombian.
I've never done
it's
it.
uncut.
No, I've never done coke in my life.
I never have. Well, I shouldn't say that.
You've done it.
I've done it, but I'm not. I was so scared of it when I did it because I was like, oh no, I've already got a drinking problem. This would help that.
This is really good.
I don't need this to. Plus, I was smoking about 1.5 packs of cigarettes a day.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, I didn't need a third or fourth.
Would you sell it? Or would you keep it?
I gotta say, I think I might go on a bit of a cocaine run. I think I might jump
serious
in.
money to be made. I'll tell you that.
I'm not saying I'd sell
he's
it.
saying
I'm saying
he'd scoop it. He'd say he'd fucking sniff it. He'd use
if it's pure, I'd probably kiss the wife. Just
See you in
sign
a week.
off for a month and just.
Linz?
Oh, I'm selling it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not going to do any?
I already know who I'm calling. It's fun. It's already done in my head. I'm already spending the money right now. It's gone. I never know.
Bonzee's joining lock.
A little bit might fall
How do
off
you
the back
think
of
I
the truck,
get up
but
at
you never
7
know.
a.m. and walk the beach every morning. I ain't out there for my exercise, motherfucker.
You're looking for coke, aren't you?
Damn right I am.
Little kid's looking for seashells. He's looking for fajina. Hello.
Would you sell it?
Bonzee's gone.
Hell yeah.
I think he'd hybrid it. I think he'd taste it, maybe keep a little for himself, and then he'd probably try and sell as much as he could.
I am not into it anymore whatsoever. It gives me the massive downs, and I don't touch it anymore. I can't.
You'd do it.
See, I haven't had a good
you
run
forget,
with it.
dude. You forget who you're talking to. Exactly. You forget who you're talking to. Like for the last year on this program, you're like, I'm not touching alcohol again. And then 2 days later, we'd have you on the show, and you're like, boys, I am fucked right now. So like, and it happened for months.
Hey,
so
it's
don't
a
tell
work
me
in
You don't have to do it, Bonds. You just have to smell
Work
it.
in progress.
That's all. You don't have to do a lot. You just got to smell it a little bit. That's all.
Like
baby
that.
steps.
It's like that. The work in progress is the. Someone said that to me the other day. Did you? I don't know if you guys saw that new Amazon study that came out. It was like two or 3 out of every 5 people who used to like going to work are like going, I'm not fucking going back to work. They're like,
I had to go back today.
Did
They're
you see
calling
that?
it the Great
Did you really?
Resignation.
Yeah.
There's a study that came out that said, and Amazon commissioned the study because they wanted to figure out how many people are going to willingly go back, and it was like 70% of them said they'd rather quit than have to like physically go in, sit at a desk, have their dick boss walk by, talk to anybody that were there. And I was thinking, I wonder if it's
funny.
like, yeah,
90% of that, I bet you, is they don't want to go into work because of the people they work with.
like it's their chance to get the fuck out.
You just hit it.
Yeah,
Boss and staff.
Yeah, this
Total
week was the first week that I've been back to the office more than once. You know, like I went once in a blue moon, but
yeah,
I've been there twice this week. Actually, we're moving slowly.
Did you get
hybrid.
the heebie-jeebies when you went in? Like,
You know, I thought
a lot of
I was
people are having
excited.
panic attacks now. That was
Yeah.
one of the things I read yesterday. Like, I'm not going into work. I'll get a panic attack. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to the world? What do you mean panic attack? You just got to go to
People
work.
People are getting weird. I went in. I was excited at first a little bit. I had a bit of, let's see. I like my coworkers. My boss is a great guy. I wanted to go, but I literally made it 3 or 4 hours while I'm in there. I'm like, I miss my dog. I want to go home. By now, I'd be on my second lunch. I probably would have, had it's like in the summer, especially. Like I used to work from my patio. I'd have the dog outside. I'd do a little bit of gardening while I'm working. You know what I mean? Like it was just nice. It felt nice to work. I looked forward to working when I was at home.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh fuck this again.
Probably more productive. Do you guys
Very
think?
much so.
So here's a question. This is what I want to ask you because Bonds, you haven't worked in an office setting ever, really, right? Like you've never really worked in an office setting, but having to go somewhere, having to be somewhere for work. You have to do it by virtue of your job lock, but if you didn't have to and they gave you the option, would you say, fuck it, I'm staying home? And for the entire
work
table.
from home, though.
Yeah. Well, I know he can, but I mean...
well...
Because this has changed a lot of people. Like, part of me thinks that this is like... It's changed our level of how much bullshit we can put up with. It's like it's down here now. It's like the tank's almost empty. So the very idea that you go into work just fucking stresses the shit out of you now. Mm-hmm. When it was such a natural thing like 2 years ago.
I got to be honest, I'm not sure how productive I would be at home if let's say I wasn't in radio and I just had like an office job where I had to be in front of a computer and, do meetings and stuff like that. Like I always think about work from home from my wife's perspective, who works from home and she's very good at it. She's got her office. She gets up. She has her, her morning tea, gets ready, puts makeup on, goes in the office, and she's going to work, right? Like she doesn't try to, do work on the patio or anything like that. She has to sort of make that space her office, and I don't know how effective I would be. Plus, if I'm at home that much by myself, all I'm going to do is masturbate. Like it's just going to be constant.
That fades. Just so you know, that only lasted like 7-8 months.
I'd be getting like 5 in a day. Away. I wouldn't get nothing done. My dick would be so raw.
The shine on working from home fades pretty quick. Believe it or not, you actually do get into a rhythm because you want to do your job because you'd be bored not doing your job. Like if you're just sitting there.
Can we back that up though? Like
I'm trying to get him out of this.
Masturbating 5 times a day. Nobody jerks off
That's
5
excessive.
times a day.
Oh, I would.
Shit.
You would?
I'm the guy who said I'd do all that blow. What do you think? I'm not playing with
That's what he's going to do with the blow.
I wonder how many guys are like, I wonder if that's part of their excuse is their masturbation schedule is so out fucking standing. They're like, I can't jerk off like this at work.
Now my anxiety's through the roof.
Speaking of jerk offs, did you see the DM that we all got today? Did you see this DM here, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
It's a GIF and it's or a meme. It says many Albertans because
it's a good looking man.
And guy in a cowboy hat and a beard leaning out the side of his truck. I want oil prices to be really high to benefit our fossil fuel industry, but at the exact same time, I demand the gasoline prices should be really low because my $80,000 pickup truck only gets 12 miles per gallon. How hard is that to understand? It is all Trudeau's fault. Now, I also want to point out
that sums up Alberta.
Well, I want to point out who sent us this DM today in our DM group. Lachlan Cross. Now,
I thought you guys would find that funny. A friend of mine sent it to me. I got that in my from a text from a friend of mine, so I'm like, I got to share this with the guys.
Now, I have a problem with you today.
What?
Because for the past
just today
7 weeks, just today, 6-7 weeks, we've been pointing out that a lot of those degenerates came from trailer parks in and around the Alberta region.
We have money here. We don't have as many trailer parks as you do in Ontario.
You said
mobile trailer parks.
And I'm just conjuring from our conversations, leave Alberta out of this. There are a lot of people from all over the place. Alberta's a great province. Hang on. Alberta is awesome. The people in Alberta are not like that. There are lots of smarter people up there. And like really a very excellent stance against like the xenophobic hate against the province of Alberta. and then you sewer them in our DMs. Sewered Alberta. The whole mentality of Alberta. And I when that arrived in our DMs, I'm like, who the fuck sent that? That's going to piss Lachlan
Locke's
off.
going to be really
Do you know who
mad.
sent that? Lachlan Cross sent that.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Your
please.
comeback
All
was
I was
awesome, Dean.
trying to do,
You're hurting
was-
Albertans. I'm getting tired of it.
I was just trying
Fucking
to have
racist.
you guys. That's a funny meme, and it does say something about our province. Stereotypes are here for a reason.
Yeah.
Because generally they're correct. But when I was shitting on you guys for shitting on Alberta, I was just trying to present some balance to the conversation. You made it sound like the fucking trucker convoy was all Alberta born.
It was.
It was not. It might have had an organizer or
organized.
two from old Alberta.
It was organized from
There
there.
were people from right across the country in Ottawa.
Yeah.
There was a lot
Now-
of Frenchies hanging out there.
There were a lot of Frenchies hanging out there. I love how you call them Frenchies. Folks from
That
Quebec.
should go over nicely.
The two separatist
Locke
provinces. Shocking.
just went full Berta. When they
Yeah.
when they're not like teaming up to fucking take over the country, they're fucking good people. But when as soon as the fucking convoy's over, they're Frenchies.
Well, listen, they should be happy that they even had the money to get to that convoy, because with all of our transfer payments, they wouldn't have been able to make it out of the Quebec border, right?
All
You
right,
guys
I'm
have
just
been running a
pointing it out.
deficit for almost a year, just so you know.
I was
as a
just
that's
pointing
deficits.
it out.
Kenny is pulling us out of the deficit doldrums with the $130 barrels of oil.
If you had any Frenchies listening to your show out of Edmonton, you don't anymore.
You know what? We actually have a couple because I've got a couple of French people listen to the show
Oh,
because
they're French people. now.
they like to get wound up because I shit all
they're
over the
listeners.
Habs too.
Yeah.
I shit all over the Habs. Like I can't
Beautiful for
stand
good,
the
as you
Montreal
should.
Canadiens.
Yeah.
And so whenever the Habs win, I hear from them. Like the other day, they beat the Oilers. I was on the air going, I can't talk about the game on Saturday because I know that they're going to lose, and I would rather have them win Saturday against the Habs and beat the Habs than win the Stanley Cup. And then, of course, what happened?
Crazy Habs fans called the radio station and called you a fuckface.
I had quite a few calls that morning, and what I do is I listen to them for about 10 seconds, and then I hang up on them.
Well,
I would just leave them on hold.
Seconds.
I would just leave them on hold and see how long they'd stay there for.
Yeah.
Your complaint? Hang on, we'll get right to that. I had someone on hold for 2 days once. 2 days. And I'm like, they still there? I'm like, hello? Still here.
Be right with you.
Day 2. You still there? Yep.
Just give me a minute. I'll be right back. Click.
So I do also want to recognize something that that happened to me the other day. Before we go any further, before we get into the good stuff, because we got Alex to talk about. He sent me a great little note and a video, so we'll talk about that in a minute. We've also got Travis Danraj, that reporter yesterday. He doubled down last night after we got off the air, so we're going to have to take a big shit on him too in a second. So hang on, we're not done yet. But I went and saw The Batman. Have you guys seen this?
I haven't seen The Batman. Is it good?
I don't
I
know.
heard it was like 3 hours long.
I think so. Felt longer. I
They
have
say
no idea.
90 minutes in, you can go for a pee break because there's a funeral scene or something. So
Don't know.
Why don't you know? You went to see it.
Well, this is what I want to talk about. So we go to the theater. I take my kids. We're really excited. We go to Batman. The Batman. Robert Pattinson. Zoe Kravitz, who's just like the hottest chick on the planet.
hot.
Like 12 out of 10, maybe 13. So we get to the theater, sit down, got our popcorn, movie starts, slow start, decent start. And then there's some tense moments, like really tense moments. And I'm leaning forward. There's about 15, 20 minutes into it. And I'm like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And all of a sudden I hear this guy go, And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm in the moment. This is a serious moment. The laughter that came from behind me was so loud. I'm like, who laughs at a fucking tense part in a movie? It's the most fucked thing I've ever heard. My kid looks at me and goes, Dad, can you tell that guy to shut the fuck up? I'm like, no, I can't. I said, let's just bear through the movie, okay? 30 minutes later, another intense part of the movie.
It's a nervous laugher, maybe.
Wow.
This went on the entire 3 hours. The entire fucking 3 hours of the Batman in the VIP seats. VIP, $26 a piece.
Landmark.
Ruined the entire experience. Like, ruined it to the point where, and I'm a pretty even-keeled dude, I almost turned around and said, can you please shut the fuck up?
No,
but I had no idea. I've never dealt with that before in my life. Like, when things got really serious. And it happened. It had to have happened probably 20 times. Like 20 times. When the fucking movie got serious, this guy started going, ha, 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 yeah. And I'm like, what is
some kind of a disorder or something?
It is.
Was he with other people? Like
He was with his family. And when we looked back, their son, who was probably in his early teens, was like, sorry.
Embarrassed as fuck. That's great.
It's him. So I go home and I look it up, and it's a disorder called pseudobulbar disorder. It's a whole fucking thing. Pseudobulbar disorder.
The fact you came home and researched this,
I had to.
Fucking,
I was fucking furious. I wanted to kill the guy.
mad.
He like cost me like $130 because I didn't enjoy it. I still have no idea what went on in that movie.
should have got your
every
money
single
back.
time. Well, I how do you go to the fucking counter and go, hey guys, listen,
You
there was
go
some
to the
guy with
front of the
pseudobulbar
counter.
disorder, and he ruined the fucking entire experience for me.
Did I tell
No.
you? I've told you guys
I would've.
the Mike Bullard story, right? How the first time I met Mike Bullard when I was doing corporate security for famous players
No.
in Mississauga. So this is back when Mike was with his wife still. And they were in to see a movie. This was, again, probably 20 years ago. And he came out at about 10, 20 minutes before the end of his movie and found my brother and I, we were working together at the time. And he said, can you guys come into this theater at the end of this movie and help me deal with something? I'm like, it's Mike Bullard. Like, this is when he was like huge. I'm like, yeah, for sure, Mr. Bullard, no problem. He called 10 kids on the seats and continued this just lambasted them. You fucking ruined this movie for my wife and I. You wouldn't shut the fuck up. At this point, I didn't say a word. We technically should have done something. It was probably some sort of child abuse, but I want my money from all of you guys. Got money? And he fleeced these kids for the ticket amount because we said to him, Mike,
He ruined the experience, and he
Yeah,
wanted
Mike,
the
we
money
can
back
get
for
you
his
the money
tickets, and he
from-
charged the kids.
He
He made
charged
the
the
kids
kids.
pay.
That's awesome.
So I'm feeling a little uneasy about this, and I
Yeah.
thought, well, apparently the kids' parents, some of them were outside waiting to pick the kids up. They ran and told mom and dad. Mom and dad came back inside and thanked us and said, yeah, if they were being fucking assholes, thank you. Good.
Yeah, smart.
Good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this guy did not have that problem. This guy had
that's
pseudobulbar disorder.
Yeah.
And I wanted to yell at him, and I wanted to go, what the fuck, dude? Just shut the fuck up. This movie cost me like $150. I've been looking forward to seeing it for like months, maybe years. Can you just stop?
Oh,
And he
wow.
couldn't. So I had to look it up. Pseudobulbar effect is a condition that characterized by episodes of sudden, uncontrollable, and inappropriate laughing or crying. The effect typically occurs in people with certain neurological conditions or injuries, which may affect the way the brain controls emotions.
To a movie.
Exactly.
Fuck.
I hate.
Are you glad?
being-
Are you glad you didn't say something though, Dean?
No, I wish I would have now. For some
Hey,
reason,
and
I don't know
nobody
why.
else around
You would
had
have
a
laughed even harder.
No, not a
said
word.
anything?
Not a word. Not a word. And it
I
was
had
like
it
having
happen.
a fucking packed theater, dudes laughing at everything, and so it dawned on me. I'm like, these people cannot go to the movies.
or go at midnight or something
Yeah.
or fucking 2 a.m.
I
at home.
I had a similar situation, and
They shouldn't be
she-
allowed.
the-
They
the
should be
woman-
a fucking. There should be like a literal thing. It's like if you have like seizures,
Yes.
Oh my God, here we go.
or if you're this,
Tourette's.
or if you've got pseudobulbar Tourette's is a good one.
Just
Can you
screaming out
imagine
Tourette's
being
would
in the
be
middle
funny.
of fucking the Batman and some guy going, "Fuck my mom"? I'd be like, I'd rather that
Correct.
than the laughter. I got to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, I had a similar.
Catch us on
similar.
Rumble.
my face. Big pricks in my face.
You can catch us on Rumble and Telegram as of tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be great. Thank you.
No, I'm serious.
I had
Nothing
an encounter,
against the people that have those issues. Sorry, go ahead.
I had an encounter with a woman at a theater, and she had a disorder too. She was a bitch. I think that's actually a medical disorder. So I can't even remember the movie. This is a couple of years ago, and I was there with my kid, and she was just behind me.
Yeah.
And she was talking through the whole fucking movie. So I let it happen once or twice, and I finally turned around and I said, "Hey, we all paid. I realize that that you obviously have something to say here, but not the time. Please cork it." And she kind of gave me like a death stare or whatever, right? Like,
yeah.
And I was trying to be polite. I didn't turn around and go, "Hey, woman, shut up." Like, I didn't do any of that. And I did it one more time, but I did a little bit more aggressive, and she kind of shut up for a bit, but then started talking again towards the end of the movie. And at the end, when the lights came on, I stood up and I walked right in front of her. It was her kid and her husband. The kid was about 11 or 12. And I went, "You fucking ruined the movie for me, you piece of shit." And her husband went, "Hey," and I went, "Fucking start walking." And my daughter is behind me holding my jacket going, Dad.
It's
And
a movie.
He grabbed the kid and hugged the kid, and then she was walking out beaking me, and I'm going, "You're a fucking horrible human being. You shouldn't be fucking going to movies." And I followed him all the way out, and I bitch talked her all the way out. She's beaking back at me, and there was people clapping when I was doing it. I was so mad though. I've never had anything that egregious happen, but she just couldn't shut the fuck up.
Oh, it fucking drives me
I would
nuts.
rather have that. Literally, I would rather have that than to be in the middle of a movie I've waited a year to watch at a really tense part and hear someone do this. Seriously. Hey, guys. Serious part here, guys. What do you think?
That was such
Yeah,
a
that
good
would
movie,
get
The
old.
Joker.
That would get old real fast.
Boys, that was the
Really
whole
fast.
movie. That was the
3 hours
entire
you put up
fucking
with
movie.
that, dude.
3 hours. 3 hours, like, super
I have
intense
new
scene.
respect for you because I always feel bad about doing things like I did it to that woman. Like,
Tried hard.
what did I change that woman's life? No, I'm not proud of
No,
myself
but
when I
did you
do
feel
shit
better
like
in
that.
the moment?
Yeah,
he
but
did.
Yes.
But I feel guilty when I get to the car and I did it in
Oh.
front of my fucking
And
teenage
the
daughter.
kids, yeah.
Yeah, with the kids maybe. I could see that, but it drives me fucking. If I'm with somebody that talks during a movie, I go off like Lachlan does, to the person I'm with. Yeah, no, I'd fucking lose it. Yeah, see, I'm about to do it now.
I try to be really
I knew you were
respectful
gonna
in
do that.
movies. Like,
I can't.
Right? It's unbelievable. I don't know.
I
and
try
I'm
to
trying
keep my phone down.
Right?
You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to, if you have, I'm sorry if you have that disorder. I know
Pseudobulbar.
it's a neurological condition, pseudobulbar disease. I think nothing less of you as an individual. And
Just
I
don't
know
go to
that
the
we're all
theater.
supposed just don't go to the movies.
Yeah, stay the fuck home.
If I see you there, I will cut.
Have
your
you heard of
pseudo penis
Netflix?
off. Fucking asshole.
Well, they got big enough TVs out there now. Just get yourself a sweet, huge
No
TV, a nice sound
shit.
system, and it's the same thing.
Stream
'Cause you
it.
got a fucking problem, bud.
Yeah.
Or get a fucking cork and put it in your
Is that,
mouth.
is that rude of us? Is that rude
No.
of us?
Absolutely
I don't
It's
not.
all gay.
No.
You go to the adult shop, get one of those things, put it on before you go into the movie.
But then it would
Yeah.
be a muffled
Then you
weird
can
laughter. It would almost be
participate.
worse.
Then you can participate in society at least.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I wouldn't want that.
I have a very strong opinion about traveling with children, and I believe that if you have kids, you've just decided to ruin your life, and
Why are you
you
ruining
should
mine?
stay home, right?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to travel
I feel
until
the same
they're
way
at
about
least
movies.
10 or 12. And if you're traveling with a child and you haven't drugged it to unconsciousness, then you're a horrible human being. So I have a very similar feeling about like
That's terrible. Thank you for doing that because you just took me off the hook for
Took
telling
the
people
heat
with
right
that
off,
disorder to never go to the movies again, like
Way
ever.
to go, Locke.
from first world
I
problems
could be here for you.
to real. Thank you. Real problems. So our boy Alex Dayrabekov. That's how you say his name, right, Linz?
Got it.
I've been
You
working on
got
it for
it.
3 days of my practice. So you know how we had Alex on the show? You may remember Alex. He's a Ukrainian freedom fighter. He's fighting against the Russian aggression. He's in Kyiv, just outside of Kyiv. Goes into Kyiv every single day. And we've been talking about him. We've been promoting his stuff. We've been trying to get you in touch with him and ways that you can support him in his effort to clothe and feed and heat people in bomb shelters and take food to Ukrainian fighters on the front lines. Is literally what he was doing today. And we had a brief exchange, and it was great because he and I talk actually quite a bit now. And it was and he's like, "Hey, dude, I just want you to know I won't be able to talk for the next little bit because I have to go to the front lines of the war and deliver food, like lunches, about 500 lunches to these guys." And he's like, "I'm sorry, but I'll talk to you in a minute." And I'm like, "You're sorry? This is fucking unbelievable. This guy, he's sorry. How is he sorry?" So he puts this thing up, and I was going through some of his stuff today, and he put up this tweet. Let me just kind of bring you up to speed. This is a tweet that he put up today. "My son turned 1 month yesterday. Last 2 weeks or half of his life, he has lived in a war. We have no home, no belongings, but we have lives. Lots of people lost their lives and lost their close ones." Now, I'm going to play you the video that this came with because it came with the most beautiful video that I've seen in a long time. And I want you to remember the smile on this guy's face is on his face in the middle of a war. And I want you to listen to the exchange that he and his wife have with their beautiful 1-month-old son. Happy birthday, Arthur. That's his name, Artur. Dayrabekov, happy birthday, young man. And watch this video, and then I want you to think about how tough your life is. Watch.
Хлопчику пісеньку. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Arturчик. Happy birthday to you. У нас є.
I got fucking
Right?
goosebumps.
Right? Like,
Holy.
In the middle of a war.
Yeah, middle of a war. Dude just got back and celebrated his son's 1-month birthday with his lovely
Thanks
wife.
for playing that after I told people to drug their kids if they travel.
You're welcome. It's okay. I raged about some guy that was laughing too much in a movie theater. Now I feel like a fucking petty dick as well. That was the whole exercise. But it was fascinating to me because I thought, what would it take, right? What would it take for every single person that goes through something like that to be able to be mindful enough to wish their son a happy birthday, record a video, smile in a video, keep in touch with people across the country, thank people for their help, and just to keep you up to speed. He's got a Wise account. We published it. You can go and find it on my Twitter feed, @It'sDeanBlundell, on that Wise account. You guys have kindly started to donate a whole bunch of money to him. He's got a few $1,000s and said to me today, like, this is how you know he's on the up and up. He's like, "We don't need any more money, thank you." And I'm like,
good for now, he said.
We're gonna keep trying to send some of that money to him. But this is the update, and I want to share it with you because he sent me like legitimately an update, like a war update from the kind of the front lines, as well as an update because he's going to join us on the
Front
program
line of the
tomorrow.
relief effort for sure.
Yeah, well, and front lines of the relief effort, trying to take people food and blankets, as we've kind of discovered. But watch this video. This is a really quick update. Alex is going to join us tomorrow. Here he is.
Hey, Dean. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your friendly help. Yeah, just an update. We continue fighting. My group, volunteer group, continues to support the underground stations in Kyiv that were turned into bomb shelters. We have supplied them with all the necessary stuff like heaters, boilers, teapots. And now today we did a lot of strategic resources. We delivered sugar, cookies, so that they can stand for a long time just in case Kyiv is in a blockade. Honestly, I do not believe that would happen because the enemy is weak. They are split on different roads in Ukraine, and our soldiers fight with them and hit them back severely. So the probability they will take Kyiv is really, really low. But just in case of heavy air attacks on Kyiv, we are ready for that. And we have enough funds, but anyone who can help us with more money is, of course, welcome. But at this point, we have something like, I don't know, $7,000 or $8,000, which is really well. I am in Cherkasy, which is really safe. We hear some air bombing attack alarms. We don't care at all. We don't even go hide in the bomb shelters. It's nothing for us. We have been in more scary places already. So thank you for this. I hope we can talk tomorrow at your show at 4 p.m. Cheers.
Wow.
At a boy.
Right?
Champion.
Not a fucking boy. What a hero. Like, that guy's a real fucking hero.
Yeah.
That's happening like right now, right? Like it is 11, 12 o'clock in the evening in Kyiv, which is where he is. This is literally happening right now as we sit in these comfortable chairs behind these microphones, not having to
I
go
got
into
slippers
work.
on.
Yeah, you got slippers on. I don't even
My
have
feet
shoes
get cold
on.
in the basement.
But I thought that was worth playing, and I wanted to play it because he gave us a little war update in there. He gave you a little update in as far as what the money goes to. You can go to his Facebook account again. Go to my Twitter feed, at it's Dean Blundell, and you'll be able to find all that information when you see Alex's post. And we've got a few of them up there with a few different updates. But fucking, can you
I
put
just
yourself in?
retweeted his Twitter account too on my
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
And you can go give him a follow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
He had
that.
like
We'll
I
put
don't
an
know if
article
he's,
out, too.
he's not very active on Twitter, because when we were talking about him with him last week, he had like 12 followers or something, and he's got over 311 now.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
we'll get his numbers up there so he can get some reach if he does have to reach out to anybody for anything significant, right?
Yeah.
Is
I
Alex
appreciate
packing
that.
heat? Does he have weapons?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Just in case, he goes through checkpoints every day. He sees the fighting every day. He goes in and out of Kyiv every day. He goes in different ways, out different ways. But his job is to go and help maintain, coordinate the entire bomb shelter effort in the city of Kyiv in the underground. So in the tunnels and in the tube, or as you call them, subways, which is where everybody is. And because of infrastructure, they've had to do a whole bunch of work, and they've had to get people blankets, boilers, heaters, cots, beds, food, cookies, sugar, tea, that kind of stuff, just like real bare essential shit. And
Pampers, he
so
said, diapers and stuff for the babies.
When he
They've
was
got makeshift maternity wards inside those fucking subways right now.
Yeah.
Like women are giving birth in the subways on the
Jesus.
tracks. Like
He was on last week, Bondzee. I don't know if you were on with us when he was on, but he was talking about the fact that he is not a military guy, and that he just wanted to find something to do, to help, to give back.
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't want to get in the way, because I don't know what I'm doing. So I would probably be more of a hindrance in a military situation, but this way I can help. He goes, because I've got a good mind, and I can coordinate, and I can help in this regard. So this is where I'm going to put my efforts towards. Right.
Mhm.
So for him to have that kind of self-awareness too is kind of cool, you know, and know that know
what his strengths are.
Know his strengths. Right. And now how can I help the people of Ukraine with what I bring to the table? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about it when he was on. We talked about it is awful, but it's also inspiring, right? It's
awesome. Yeah.
It's perspective giving to all of us that feel like when something goes wrong in our day, like you go to the grocery store and you're like, the flank steak is like twice as much. Fuck me. Right? Oh, I can't believe it. And you go and yell at the fucking some assholes laughing in the movie, the whole movie, mind you. But he's laughing in a movie. That's why it's easy for me not to fucking challenge him, because I'm like, dude, there are some people in so many different positions, worse situations that I couldn't dream of. Let me play this video. This is one of them. These are Ukrainian bomb experts.
Oh, I love this.
Lynn sent this to me today. He put it in our DMs, and I wanted to share it with you because there's also a great article on it at deanblundell.com. But this is fucking unbelievable. Like, watch this. These guys are pouring water on an unexploded massive fucking munition, slowly unscrewing what appears to be the trigger. Is that the trigger that they're trying to take out of that thing?
Yeah, it's the primer.
Primer?
Yeah, it didn't
Look at this. Look at the fucking balls on these guys.
No suits, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just fucking
They got
straight
Well,
giant
up.
wouldn't help
tiger
that that's
gloves
when-
on. They got a couple of winter coats on, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, now it's out. There you go."
They must
you know
have
what that,
6 balls.
You know what that was from? It was from a plane, apparently.
Yeah, and
I heard them talking about it on the news.
And it's supposed to fall on that. The head is supposed to what he's holding is supposed to make contact, and it's like a striker. It's like a bullet, and it would ignite, and you can hear other shelling going on behind them, and he doesn't even flinch.
Look at that.
No, he never flinched at all.
No.
Yeah. Apparently the plane crashed. They blew that plane out of the air, and then from the wreckage that rolled out of the wreckage, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, I'm
And
just
you
some.
hear that? You hear the background?
That's
Fuck,
crazy.
Yeah.
I'd be
Fucking
shitting.
imagine that.
I'm pulling this out and shitting my pants at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm bribing cops with cheeseburgers, and those two are fucking detonating
Right.
bombs with their bare hands. Like,
I
no
know.
big deal.
Yeah.
I know.
Bondzee's
Apparent.
worried about having to service the landlady tonight.
Get the old Hawaiian Tropic out and lube it up.
I hope it happens. I really do.
You guys are something else.
Got that.
Why? We just hope
She's
it
just a
happens.
lovely old lady. Why do you got automatically assume there's going to be some action with the landlady?
Because you're you.
We know.
Yeah.
You could make that woman's year, Bondzee. Why are you being so
You
fucking
talked
selfish?
about how good you are in the sack too. I mean, come on, this would be a
Have
gift.
I though?
Mm-hmm.
You
Several
have.
times. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You-
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Oh, there
Sit
you
here and
go.
say it's
see?
not. Listen,
Can we talk? I promised I wouldn't. I go back and forth between being a better person. Sometimes I don't
daily
want to be.
struggle for me too, Dean. I'm in your canoe.
Well, yesterday, you know how that reporter
paddles.
from CBC News, Travis Danraj, you remember that we talked about him? Travis Danraj, he goes over to Berlin, asks the deputy prime minister, "Hey, you having a fucking nice tea party over here?" And she's like, "There's a war." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Well, we've had some developments. Let me refresh your memory with the video. This is fucking.
It's hard to watch.
Well, it is and it isn't.
It's like watching a Rebel news clip. That's what it reminded me of. It's like
Yeah. I
watching
guess
Rebel
so, right?
News. Yeah.
My Travis
I gotta be
Danraj,
honest,
CBC
I probably
reporter.
would have done something very similar to this.
I don't think you would have.
You would have done it jokingly, though. This wasn't to be.
You would
Yeah,
have.
you
You would have had you would have had a brain that would have been able to separate what you wanted to do from what you should be doing. Maybe not.
Have you heard the show?
Yeah, I listened this morning. Yeah. But let me play you this. This is Travis Danraj, CBC News, taxpayer-funded, state-run media company called CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. That is our state-run. No one says this word. State-run.
It is. They give them hundreds of millions of dollars every
$400
year.
million last year.
450
wasn't it?
last year. Yeah, no
Yeah.
big deal of our money. But anyway, this is state-run. So,
Beautiful
which is
carpet.
fascinating because these women are government officials and very high-powered government officials too. Which is like if you're Travis Danraj, asking this question, number one, just makes you look like a fucking total loser. Number two, it's like terrible job. I mean, these are basically your bosses. Anyway, I want you to listen to the question. These two ladies are in Berlin. We went over this yesterday, and he asked the most selfish question you could ask about going over on the taxpayer dime while being paid by taxpayer dime. Have a listen.
A lot of Canadians are back at home kind of wondering and watching this trip and seeing a lot of photo ops, a lot of broad platitudes, and not many specifics when it comes to details.
Christian Freeland's face.
Yeah.
Keep these meetings been
So
done
good.
from Canada. Why does the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Defence Minister need to be in Europe right now when there are a lot of domestic issues at home that are very important? And some
The
people
hatred.
view this as a photo op trip to Europe.
Well, the only person I've heard saying that is you. But
There are many people that are saying that.
But let me just
see the old head
The old
nut. She's
Trump.
like, "Give me
Stop
a break." Yeah.
That's
Talking.
the old Trump. Many people. Many people.
There
tell
are
me.
many people, a lot of people. Everyone knows it.
Apparently
Everyone.
Trump was
He lo-
apparently on some interview. Did you guys hear about this?
I'm
He
the one
was
who
with the
tweeted
Milk
it. Yeah.
Boys.
Okay. Yeah.
The windmills. He's back
The
on
windmill
windmills again.
thing. He was on a UFC podcast and he started bringing up windmills.
Yeah.
When asked about the Ukraine war, he brought up windmills on a UFC podcast.
Yeah.
It's going
So
well.
anyway, that having nothing to do with this,
Right.
but I will finish this thought. But thank you for bringing that up. Guys, apparently oranges are on sale at No Frills. Anyway, never mind. But
Say 15% on my car insurance.
Travis got ratioed. Do you know what ratioed is? It's like when everybody starts commenting. Ryan actually taught me about this a while ago. Everybody comments on how fucking stupid you are. So the comments, you got like 4,000 of them, and then like 2 retweets and like no likes. It's just this fucking, you're a fucking loser. So he got ratioed yesterday. About 2.5 million people watched that video. He put up the video with the thing. It's like, I asked a question and she didn't like it. What do you guys think? So most normal people, when they get ratioed or they do something stupid or they lie or they put themselves at the center of attention for no fucking reason on Twitter, most people go, you know what? Sorry, shouldn't have done that. My apologies, right? Most normal individuals, specifically if you get ratioed like this. I've like David Fisman, Dr. David Fisman's put a tweet out. He's like, this got to be a fucking Guinness Book World Record in ratio. This is unbelievable. But this is Travis's response. Verdict continues to roll in. Some love the question, some hate it. My take after a few hours, I worded it clumsily, as was my tweet. My fault. I take responsibility. However, there are legit questions about what this trip will do to substantially address the situation Ukrainians are dealing with right now. And then he puts, and finally, good night from Berlin. Like he's on some kind of fucking TV show. Good night from Berlin, everybody. Like he felt like a rock star for a minute. And I was fucking floored by that last night, because in this business, if you want to tell people you're not a serious person, make a mistake and then get a weed whacker and try and find your way out of the woods like that. That is how everybody goes, that guy's a fucking loser, right? As opposed to just going, you know what? Hey, on me, my bad. I didn't broadcast properly, asked a stupid question, made myself the center of attention, and I wasn't going to shitpost it, but I wrote a piece on it today because I was like, fuck that. Like, who doesn't apologize? Why do people do that? Why do they try to well, that's the thing. We live in this world where nobody owns any of their fucking mistakes. And if you're going to represent...
It's a good strategy, though.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Just listen to us and listen to the ratio. I don't think it's that great. I don't think it's that good.
It didn't work for him, dude.
It didn't work at all. If it works, I think you're right, Locke, but this time it didn't work
Listen,
at all.
maybe in this situation it may not have worked, but I am a proponent of the not apologizing for things. You didn't need to highlight me.
Sure did.
Honestly, every time I've ever stepped out onto that apology limb, it doesn't go well for old Locker. So I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it
I'm
years
sorry?
ago.
You're not good at it?
Can you
I
actually
was
not
never-
say, I'm sorry?
You're not good at saying sorry? No?
Say it with us, Locke. I am sorry.
I used to do this thing. I haven't done it for a couple years. I used
Say
to
it
do
once.
this thing called
You
the
won't say it.
apology tour.
I am sorry.
Wait, say it. I want to hear it.
What am I sorry for? I'm not sorry for anything right now.
Well, we just want to hear you say it. Though. See if you can say it.
Isn't that always the way, Locke?
Namaste. Say it.
Fuck you, Bondzee.
Namaste. Say it.
Listen,
Your neighbor would have
in the world that we live in right now, with the attacks
Here's
that
the weed
go
whacker
on,
Dean was looking for.
right?
Yeah, go
For
ahead.
the attacks
I wanna hear
that
it.
go on,
Yep.
when you end up showing any weakness, what happens? They just come flooding out of the woodwork. Oh, look, we got a live one. He apologized. We can go. And they don't quit because they don't want an apology. They want to destroy your life. So what's the point of an apology if there's just going to be a continued dismantling?
Sewering?
Yeah. Like
Well,
Kevin
listen-
Hart's a perfect example. Every time Kevin Hart got hauled out for something, whether it was that car accident or screwing around on his wife or he stepped up to a podium and made a little video. And what happened? It just got worse for him. That's it.
Yeah, but he keeps on fucking up, right? So Travis is actually a really good reporter most of the time. He's a very well-respected guy. He asks very tough questions to both sides, usually at pressers. That's why he's the senior correspondent for parliamentary affairs for CBC. This one.
Can I
was
stop you for a sec?
Sorry, go ahead.
If he is a senior correspondent at the CBC after that question,
We'll
I would love to see the juniors.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
We'll have to keep an eye on the byline of his Twitter, but he's good. Like he's been throughout the entire pandemic. He's been very good. That's why I think this threw everybody off because we all kind of followed Travis because it was like, wow, Travis is really good at what he does. This one, holy fuck, buddy! Like it was like somebody else said it. It's like, was it play? Like I still say it was jet lag and he had diarrhea. That's exactly what it was. And hemorrhoids.
Well, I was just going to ask, how does he go from being so good then and the senior correspondent and actually respected to? When I heard him, I don't know much about him because I don't really live there anymore. But when I heard the question, it sounded like he just got out of fucking broadcasting college and was sent there as a.
Can I give you my theory? It's my conspiracy QAnon theory. Something bad happened on the plane between the three of them, and somebody said some bad words, and somebody got angry with the other one, and he was like, "I'm fucking gonna get you when I."
There you go, Linz. You got to stop doing that. You have to stop doing that.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you're like, guys. Here's what happened. There was a snake on the plane.
Yep. Samuel L. Jackson didn't make the flight, and it fucked everything up. And here we are. Travis is fucking.
Can I? You might be right. Maybe there was a big fight on the plane. You might be right. I don't know, but. I can tell you this, and this is just my opinion.
Okay.
That was all ego.
Yeah.
That wasn't, because I saw a bunch of narratives, and I don't know if you saw this, Linz, like it's like, just like the Canadian Broadcast Corporation, left-leaning losers, and then they're like right-leaning commies, and is like looking for a narrative to kind of sideline. And this guy's taking a fucking beating. I've never seen anybody take a beating online like this in my life.
But
as Linz pointed out, fucking it trended for like the last 12 hours, just the word Travis. I've never seen this before in my life.
It's not
like if
Randy
I'm him,
Travis,
I'm looking at my phone going, no, not again. No, stop. Like he can make that go away. This is the thing. You can make that go away.
Okay.
Is if you go, hey guys, jet lag, ego, maybe it was my ego, but it was a bad question. I endeavored to do better. Instead, he just fucking made it weird. You know what I mean? Instead of doing the right thing, he's like, let me make this weirder.
Yep.
Okay,
Never make it weirder.
Let me where the mistake that he made was he obviously knows it was wrong, so he tried to highlight it and get some support, thinking, there's got to be a couple of people out there that agree with me on this.
That might believe this shit.
He tried to maybe get a little bit of love on his side, right? And it backfired on him. I maintain that what he should have done, this wouldn't even have been an issue if he would have just walked away from that presser, shook it off, and never mentioned it again. Mm-hmm. But he tried to reintroduce it. And by reintroducing it and attempting to make some sort of half-assed apology, which is worse than actually making an apology, he sewered himself. So
do you think he went with the old adage of sorry? The old adage of any press is good press at this point? Because
this is not good press.
CBC doesn't operate that way.
There is bad press.
Well, yeah, but CBC, to Lindley's point, CBC doesn't give two fucks about press or ratings. They don't care about anything. The only thing they care about is getting that government dole, right?
That's it.
Spending that budget so they get more budget.
Do you think somebody said something to him and said, "You better fix this"? Do you think he was given a nudge from an old
That was not.
No, I think he probably is in a coffee shop in Berlin. Let me kind of explain how this whole thing plays out according to human nature and evolutionary psychology. I think he is in a coffee shop in Berlin last night sometime after the whole thing. He flips open his phone. He sees a bunch of fairly well-represented blue check marks going, dude, are you fucking okay? Like they're over there to fucking figure out how to manage the war with NATO partners, and it's super important because the defense minister is the defense minister, and the deputy prime minister is in charge of the sanctions, and
she's also the
Anita
finance
Anand,
minister.
the foreign minister. Like those are really important people to be involved in these meetings with different NATO countries in the heart of where this is going on, right? Like if you were the senior political reporter of the CBC, you would know that. Like you would just assume that, hey, I got a benchmark I got to reach here, which is like in the common interest of helping the Ukrainian people, reporting good news, all that other stuff. I think in that very moment, he was like, my hair looks great. I'm going to fucking go for it today. And he went for it. And then 5 hours later, he opens up his phone, and it was, I don't know if you've ever seen it. When you're on fire on Twitter for something, you can't keep up. It's like, my notification has been off forever. I can't, but there are days where it's like, I can't find tweets because things are happening so fast. You can't go back and look for content. You can't do any of that stuff. And when it's negative, like when the whole thing with the Give, Go, Sender donor list happened and we put it out, it was like, you wonder what the fuck is happening because it's so negative. Oh, so negative. And so he probably sat there last night going, I know what I'll do. I'll tell everybody lots of people liked the question and the jury's still out, but may have worded it wrong. There are still lots of questions around their visit. There are no questions, like none. We're at war. So to me, that was just like the fucking easiest way out. It was like, how can I sneak out the back door with this tweet? That was a sneak out the back door tweet is what it was. It wasn't like, hey, head on, because that's a fucking problem.
He was trying to make a half-assed apology.
Take it head on.
Is even worse than actually apologizing to begin with.
That's what we were saying. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know that if they didn't go and they tried to do this by Zoom, he would have been in Ottawa asking them, why aren't you over in Ukraine? Why aren't you in Europe right now?
Bingo.
Here's why
Kamala
I know
Harris
Dean's
and
right
the other
as
world
well.
leaders.
Here's why I know Dean's right as well. Sorry, Lynn.
No, you're not.
If
you
somebody
just apologized.
If somebody
He did.
Way to go, Rock.
You really came a long way. Great job. It's a work in progress, and I continue to grow. But listen, here's why I know that Dean is right. Because let's say somebody gets on the old blower and and goes, "What's up with
kind
the
of phone do you have?
fucking reporter? Like, did you hear the question he asked? We
Yeah.
just sent you $400 million. You're all getting new desk chairs this week. Can somebody talk to him?" And then his boss phones him and goes, "We have a problem. And I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to write your apology for you." That didn't happen. That tweet was in his words.
Yeah.
In his voice.
I'm just wondering if he was told, you better fix this. And that
Oh,
was
yeah,
the way
for
he
sure.
decided to fix this. And
Yeah.
he
No,
fucked it up even worse.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody was involved. I don't think anybody was involved. I think they are now. I think he thought he would get in front of it. No one
Did
was
a great
involved.
job.
And he got smoked by that
Not
bus.
so much.
I have never seen, and I mean it, I've never seen a cyber murder like this in my fucking life. And I'm online a lot. A lot. Like, and when you see someone take it, you're like, ooh, tough one, right? It's like, and you see it all the time. Some guy makes a mistake, someone puts something out they shouldn't, or puts himself at the center of attention, and everybody's like, I don't believe that. And you're like, me neither. And then everybody piles on. It's like, well, what I meant was this. And you're going, oh, fuck, come on, dude. Like, really,
That's not
back
what you
it
meant.
up, back it up. And the only way to take care of that effectively, it's the old Andy Pettit, Roger Clemens analogy. Andy Pettit won a couple Cy Youngs, was a great baseball player, did a ton of steroids. When they caught him, he's like, you got me, shouldn't have done it, my apologies. Goes into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens, 5 Cy Young awards. Maybe one of the greatest pitchers to ever play the game outside of Nolan Ryan. Same kind of guy. He gets caught doing roids. They're like, you do the roids? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wasn't me.
Never get into the Hall of Fame. Listen, put yourself in a position to get in the Hall of Fame of humanity. If you get caught fucking up, just go,
We all fuck up.
oh, me.
We all fuck up.
Oh, me. I got it. Right?
Anybody that can't understand somebody fucking up and then owning it properly, it's their problem, not yours.
Bingo.
That's exactly it.
But if
Unless
you
you're
don't have the
Lachlan,
ability to
he
own it
disagrees
properly,
with all of it.
I
Yeah,
disagree
like
with all
Lachlan.
of this. If you do not have the ability to own it properly, or you
Yeah.
can't sincerely apologize, if you don't think that you actually made a mistake, then you got to really, really think about how you're going to present yourself and insert yourself back into the equation.
Mhm.
Right?
You need to
One of the
remove your
biggest
ego
issues
from
we
the
have here is that I
issue,
very
yeah.
rarely think I'm wrong, even when I am wrong.
We know.
So
We know.
yeah.
Has anybody found the people yet that he said
Why
he was
we love
asking
you.
the question for?
No, they're with
Weird.
They're with
Brienne.
Brienne from
Yeah.
Chilliwack. No.
Yeah.
It's where they are. It's where all those
If we
people
got
are.
rid of
But
Brienne
that's-
yet, she should
but
be
then
in
that-
jail.
Canadian media failed, started trending again. Travis
Yeah.
started trending again. It's like, you got to
Travis.
see. You got to
See,
you gotta
he needs
see.
to
You
lean
know-
in now.
Yeah.
Exactly. You
I
know.
got a hat with a Travis hashtag.
You know that. Yeah, he does. That's a smart thing to do, actually. Here, now that you fucked yourself, lean into it, own it. Lean in, own the fucking, just eat the shit. I said that yesterday, dude. Just eat the shit. That's all you got to do is eat the shit. But the problem is that people don't want to eat the shit because they're like, it's embarrassing to admit that I was wrong. Well, guess what? Everybody knows nobody's perfect. So if you admit to making a mistake, everybody goes like this. Oh, good for you. I actually am. I admire that. I might be more like that myself. And then everybody starts thinking that life's pretty good, but don't hide from it, Trav.
Yeah,
which
and
you
you know
did.
what? It's funny, and you watch people online, and again, this is a testament to his credit. A lot of people that are not right-wing nut jobs that would have loved that question, like the rebel crowd, were apologizing for him, saying, he's usually a really good. Because I did the same thing on this podcast. I said he's a really good guy. He didn't mean it that way, or he wasn't. And it's like, you can't say it like you can't apologize for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Is there any fixing it at this point for him to save some
Who
credibility? Or
cares?
is he
Who
fucked?
cares? It's so
I think
awesome.
No, you gotta
lean in.
go get the Travis hat.
Yeah, get a shirt. Start selling shirts that says, "I'm one of the many people," and start selling that to people and see if people will buy it.
Or
one
Locke
of
was
the
right.
many
Never
people.
apologize.
That's right.
I
That's a
shouldn't
good
have
t-shirt.
Hashtag locker room.
You are right, though. The half-assed apology where you're looking for a way
worse.
out, it's death.
It really is.
Absolute death.
You gotta really, really actually feel sorry before an apology actually works.
Well, you say you got a problem with apologies, though, Locke. And now, if you
I am
know,
kidding. I apologize
but
to my wife every night.
So
Sorry about
if you know
today.
you fucked up, like if you do know deep down and you're aware that you fucked up, is it harder to apologize because you know you fucked up out of embarrassment for the fuck up, or
No,
is it
I want it
harder-
over with. That's
I
my
don't get
thing. now.
embarrassed.
I'm asking Lachlan.
Oh, well, he
I
doesn't
don't get
get
You're not the one with the problem. I'm asking.
You're
you.
right.
You don't.
Can
have
I
a
read?
problem. He does.
I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to share what I texted my wife this morning. I'm just gonna read her response. It's funnier.
Okay.
Fuck off. Why do we have to do this every month? How about I tell you when I get it?
We already know what it's about.
And then I said, "Love you."
I know what that's about.
We all know what that is about.
No, you don't.
Even
no,
we do.
Yeah,
Yes, we
no
do.
one
Yes.
will ever guess.
Guess what it is?
What is
You
it?
asked her why she was being a certain way at this point in time this month, didn't
Or
you?
he was trying to
Do
get
you
some.
didn't
think I am that dumb? You guys
I
have
do.
No.
He was trying to get some. And she says, "Fuck off! You're not
I
getting
do.
anything."
I think you. I think she yelled at you yesterday, and you're like, hey, "Is it that moon time?"
Remember?
Someone haven't they ever done that? I used to do it to my ex-wife.
Oh,
She'd
I
be furious,
love
and I'm
the
like,
phrase
I'd go
moon
like
You know
this.
what the key word is in
Moon
there? X.
time.
Is the aunt coming by?
Funny
for a
how I got an
visit?
X too, and we said the same thing.
Isn't it funny how you guys have X's?
Yeah, weird.
When you ask
weird
those
how
questions?
that works.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, but we didn't have to
And
go
who
fucking
on the
curling
panel
the
is
other night.
fucking still
just gonna
married?
say,
Best
Yeah.
thing
From
that ever
day
happened,
one.
though, eh, Diener?
What's that?
Best thing that ever happened.
Oh, without question, yeah. But I didn't like my wife, so
I actually really
he
enjoy
likes
my
his.
wife.
I
Yeah.
really love my wife too.
Anyway, just found that
My wife is
interesting.
fun.
Last thing I want to play for you guys. I don't know who made this, but it's fucking hilarious because of all the sanctions that have been put on Russia. It's like a way back time machine where you're like, this is going to be Russia in 6 months. What their McDonald's will look like, what their iPhones will look like. And it's set to Curb music. And I watched it today and I'm like, I'm in. Watch this.
All right.
That's so awesome, man.
That's really well done. I wish I was that
Priceless.
smart.
Oh shit, that's so good. That's like a rookie thing.
The Big Mac was a piece of toast with a bunch of butter on it. The MacBook.
It's a lot of butter.
The MacBook was like the first computer ever
the
made.
old Commodore 64.
The iPhone was a rotary phone.
The rotary phone. That was great.
Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant.
So
that was
good.
really good.
Oh, fuck.
So good.
That's it for us. I'm done. You guys good?
Yeah.
Fun
we
show.
have a Jimmy by
Fucking laugh.
tomorrow, I heard. Is that what we're doing?
We have a big show tomorrow, dude. We've got James P. White's lightsaber tricks.
Can we have him on?
100%.
He's with the Boba Fetish series wrapping up. He wants to
Jimmy?
continue doing Star Wars features. So he's doing what is it now?
Speaking
I
of
guess there's
eating into
7
it.
fighting forms with the lightsaber. There's 7 disciplines. So he knows them all, and he's breaking them down in podcast video form for everybody.
Really?
So the first one's coming out today, and it's on the Dean Blundell Podcast Network. So wherever you get podcasts, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it'll
Google.
be out, and it's up on the Locker Room YouTube page as well if you want to subscribe.
Yeah, this is a video thing, right? Like this is a visual.
Yeah.
Like he's giving you a visual.
Oh, he's doing like a whole routine. Like he goes through the 7 disciplines of lightsaber disciplines. And
Dude.
because he has literally studied them his whole life and he knows them off by heart. I do not know a single human being, much less a little person, that is adept with any lightsaber, nonetheless fucking knows all 7 disciplines of lightsaber.
I don't know anybody
He
that's a
also
normal
does it
sized
in
man.
He also does it in his apartment, the Den of Sadness, which I don't know why, but it makes it more special for me.
Speaking of
Any
special,
video.
Dean, did you want to talk real quick about this, or do you want to save it for tomorrow? You upset some religious people today, and you said you're going to make it a mission to get back at them all or whatever, or ruin them.
Bondzee
Some
just
lady,
added
remember
30
this,
minutes to the podcast.
Yeah,
Thanks,
sorry,
buddy.
but kind of.
another drink, honey?
I laughed so hard at his response to this lady this morning. It was priceless.
Barb?
Yes, I think it was
Frig
Barb.
off,
You knew it would
Barb.
be a barb.
Of course, it's a barb.
Well, I get a lot of... Okay, Bonds, I can't believe you did this.
Sorry, dude.
What a way to fucking.
We could save it.
We
could save
all
it.
on our way. We were gonna
Dude,
have
it's out.
steaks, but now we got a new.
It's out. I can't avoid it now.
It's kind of like you with your landlady.
Well, as you know...
When you pull that robe off
All bets
and
are
the
off.
Barry White starts,
As you know, I'm not a
No
fan
turning
of
back.
organized religion.
You don't
Right.
say.
Right? I know. It comes as a surprise to some.
Shocked. Shocked. Actually, appalled, actually.
And it's funny because we've got a couple advisors here. Senior advisor, my friend Jamie, great guy. And
what
we
does
talked
he
about
say
it.
about this?
He's like, you got to go easy on the Jesus people. Easier. And I'm like, no problem.
Like slower or like smaller words? Does he mean that?
No, like
don't
lay
think
off
so.
a little bit. He's
Oh.
like, there are a lot of religious people out there that like to be entertained. And I'm like, I don't care about those ones, though.
Yeah. I don't want them laughing at my jokes.
I don't want
Fuck
them
you.
around me. Yeah. In any of our stuff.
Don't read my
for sure.
things.
Like the religious extremist zealots, the guys that we've been making fun of for a long, long time.
Mhm.
Yeah. He says you got to cut it out. And I'm like, no problem. So I really tried to cut it out. But sometimes.
So this is Bonzee's fault. It's okay.
Well, yeah. Sometimes someone will send me something and I'm like, I got to show the work. Barb sent me an email, actually to our comment section in our website. Barb Sherman, and I fucking nice, I took out her email address. Trucker convoy is the subject. Dean, take a chill pill, man. You're just panicking from the rare sight of good people actually acting for freedom, and your adolescent thinking can't handle it. So we're religious extremists for believing in God? That's okay, man. It means we probably won't hurt you, just like the truckers didn't hurt a single person. I guess we're supposed to believe in your words instead of God's, Dean? Wake up, Dean. You're actually lucky. So lucky because Jesus Christ is here and you can even be saved. Jesus Christ is here. Even you, Dean, can be
I
saved.
wonder where
she
he
said.
is. Hiding.
Well, I asked.
Chuck E. Cheese.
You sure did ask.
I would go to Chuck
I
E. Cheese
asked
right away.
right
if
out
it
in
was
public.
cheese.
I asked. And not only did I ask, I informed her that, in fact, I wasn't really into being saved by Jesus. And the reason why I put that out was because I'm trying to save her.
That's what I woke up to this morning, and I fucking laughed my ass off.
Now, here's the tweet that I put out. Has it come with any grief? I don't know, because I don't check for those things. But this is the tweet. I said, hey, Barb, tell Jesus I'm here to save you. That's how this works. And the picture that I sent back with her whole thing, sexy Jesus, showing a little ass cheek, showing a little corn, showing a little toilet. Yeah. He's showing a little brown there, sexy Jesus with the crown of thorns. Lord. And he's like,
he must have just gasped.
Barb, the reason why I sent it was obviously the terrible taste. It's just awful taste. Like, if you're a believer, you hate this. So I know that because I used to be one of them. So it's easy for me to pick them off. But the reason why I'm like, because Jesus is saying, shh to Barb. Shh.
There's
Barb.
more going on there than just a shush.
It's got a sweet
There's a
tan,
bit of showing too.
Looks like Jesus wore shorts, apparently. He has a tan line.
So, as a rule, if you believe Jesus is here to save me, I've got news for you. It's the other way around. I'm here to save you from him.
This will go over well with the religious community.
And that Jamie
what
guy
he's
that
doing is he's taking Jesus' place.
That's exactly what he needed.
So they love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, I didn't ask her to send me that. She. It's like once someone says like, "Hey, Dean, poke." I'm like, I'm in. You tagged me in. Now it's time. Now it's happy fun time for Dean.
This is not a it's not a wrestling match where you
it
can't
is for me.
win
Kind
here,
is for
though.
Dean, yeah.
Dean.
Oh, I do.
You can't win.
I win every time. Are you telling me sending a Jesus freak who sent me a thing about how much of a pig I am because I don't believe in Jesus, sending her this picture isn't winning? It's fucking big dubs.
I understand. I'm
agree.
looking at it more from the perspective of whether or not you had an impact on her day. Like,
oh, for sure,
he ruined it.
Totally. She
think-
looked at that and she went like this. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
She
Oh,
said
honey,
5 Hail
honey,
Marys.
get it away from me. Burn my phone. She probably threw it in the fucking lake.
She called her pastor.
Yeah. So what do I do? He's like, throw your phone in the lake.
It's like, screw off, Barb. Frig off, Barb. I'm with a bunch of
Frig
altar
off,
boys.
Barb.
Leave me alone, Barb.
Frig off, Barb.
Busy with altar boys, Barb. I don't got time for your
No,
shit.
that's Catholic. That's Catholic. It's different.
Sorry, I should have said priest, not.
I don't know if it's any different. I think
Same inference.
yeah. They're all under the
Okay,
same
I'll take
tent.
those tweets now.
Yeah. Anyway, I just
I'll take a
Bonds. Are you happy that we did
You're
that
welcome.
subject?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got a good
Better?
another 5
It was
minute laugh
very
out of that.
funny. Yeah. I don't know why. I find the funniest part of that whole exchange that her name is Barb. I like that. Was that lost on anybody else?
No, I actually sent the frig
I
off
laughed
Barb
out loud
gif.
as soon as I said Barb. As soon as it said Barb on there, I'm just like, I just burst out laughing. I didn't even need to read the rest.
Of course, Barb. Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain names. That's one of them. Barb,
Well,
Carol. Carol would have been a good one.
I got one from Carol yesterday.
Did you?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's every day.
June.
Every day I get like heat from people who believe in like this invisible dude. And they're like, I'm mad because you offended my invisible dude. And I'm like, you mean the Sky Daddy?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
going to
yeah.
be as
Yeah,
vehemently
you're going to hell.
opposed.
And I'm like, can you prove to me that he's real, first of all? And then I'll buy into it. And they're like, you don't understand faith. I'm like, oh, that's the word people use when they want you to believe a lie, by the way. Faith. Good one. And they're like, I'm not talking to you about this. You're ruining my life. And I'm like, that's why I'm here. I'm here to save you.
You're smashing my narrative.
I have an appreciation for people who have found something for themselves. The disappointment in religion for me, and the reason why I can't have conversations about religious with anyone, is because what ends up happening is the people that find God in whatever form that comes in to them, a good chunk of them feel like they are doing something that is better than everybody else. And that if you don't do what they do, that's why I question and I know you're doing it for humor's sake, but that's why I question you telling Barb that you have the answer. Because that's, to me, is you're adding to the confusion.
I didn't tell her.
this.
I didn't tell her I had the answer.
No,
What
you
I
said
told
that you
her,
were there to help her.
yeah, not believe in that because that's wrong.
See,
Yeah. I don't care what she
Dean's a
believes
real
in.
person, though. See, Dean's a real person.
When you
I
believe in
understand
something that
that,
makes you
right.
send an email that says that you're a pig and God should save you, right? If you believe in something that says that doing that's okay,
She deserves what she got from you. I'm not
no,
taking that away
not
from
even that.
you.
I feel like it's my job. I feel like a secular missionary to Christians. I feel like my entire job is to point out the ridiculousness of that entire religion and
But
do it
my
on a
issue-
daily basis in a way that entertains me. I don't care
and
what
you're
happens.
good at
Trevor.
that, and I want you to
Excellent.
continue it. And
Thank you
I
very
don't
much.
think you should stop. But
I won't.
I'm just explaining why I have a problem making that jump into that arena with you. Like I'm not
jokes.
I'm not going to box in that arena because my problem with religion is you found it. That's great. Good for you. You eat your cookie and on Sundays and drink your fake wine and go to the house that you need to go to and all of. But if you have somehow decided that your life is better than mine based on your belief structure, keep that to your fucking self because that is going to drive
They never
me
will.
insane.
They never will, dude. You know why they never will? Is because the only job of anybody that believes that, according to the people that master them, pastors, elders, that kind of bullshit, is to go and share the good news with everybody else. Because if you're here to save people from this world, to go with you on that big fucking train into the afterlife.
Isn't it convenient?
Choo-choo.
Isn't it convenient that your number one job as the Christian is to make more Christians? Isn't that convenient?
Nothing else matters.
It's not a pyramid scheme at all.
That's the problem I have with it. So
hop in, get into the tub, splash around with me. It's so much fun. You're missing out on so much humor.
Then yes, I agree with it, but then I wouldn't be able to deal with the hypocrisy of it, right? Like I can't. That's my battle.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, I'm working on judgment. It's a daily battle. It's a daily struggle. I fall off the horse all the time. But like let's just take Bondzee's life for instance.
Oh God.
When Bondzee does something or makes a decision, I'm like, that's fucking his path. Like that's God fucking love him. I might not do what he's doing. I wouldn't like move to Nicaragua, like fucking quit everything. But I'm not judging him because he needs to do that. That's what he needs to do for him. And so I just want to be a passenger and just watch this, right?
Yeah, but the difference is
and go, you should do this.
Yeah,
you should come home.
Else.
Should.
Bondzee and his people didn't go to Ottawa to take over a city and make everybody feel uncomfortable. Bondzee and his people didn't send me an email. Bondzee's way of life is being, and I don't care what religion anybody has, dude. I've got family that believe in that stuff, and they're not those people. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these people, the people who fucking want to get their shit in your way and tell you, I'm going to use this against you. Fucking hammer them with hate.
Listen, I'm lucky enough to have a job where I can work anywhere in the world. That's why I didn't quit anything. I mean, I could just do my job.
No, hold on, Bondzee. You have a very unique life. You can't deny that.
Sure. I'm not denying it at all.
Fucking minus 15.
He doesn't get in anyone's
right
way.
Now.
He doesn't make anybody feel uncomfortable. He doesn't take over.
I'm trying to guilt them for not living in Nicaragua.
You're doing something bizarre and completely foreign to a large portion of the population. You sold all your shit and bought a fucking Prevost van, dude. Like, I mean, that's crazy. And I'm not saying you're crazy for doing it. The idea and the balls and the courage that it took for you to do that is fucking unbelievable. And then you sell the fucking bus or someone steals it from you, whatever. We haven't got the full story yet. And you head off to Nicaragua. Okay. That's unbelievable to me. I am not judging you. I'm just used you as an example of somebody in my life that is doing something that is bizarre and very foreign to me because I would always make the safe move. Right?
Can I make the counter to you? I know where you're going with your point. You're right, Locke, but you know what the point is? And I've always said this about people about faith. Why can't you, instead of putting your faith in imaginary sky daddy, put that faith in yourself like Bondzee does? Why can't they do that? Why can't you put faith in yourself and go and do those adventures?
Well put.
Go do those
Too hard
things.
to understand, dude. The problem.
That's where the faith
issue
goes.
Yeah, the reason why those people don't understand that's why they don't want to think for themselves. It's so much easier to have a church tell you how you think. Yeah.
I think a lot of times,
and it explains stuff to them, right? Like these people,
it's fear based.
Yeah, they're
COVID.
like, I don't know what happens when I die. I don't know what's going on with this. I just want to go somewhere where someone gives me a playbook and says, "Here's how you do it." And then you're like, I'm all into that playbook because I get community and cookies and I get to go to Sunday school and ladies group and I found friends and all that other bullshit. And then they make you give them 10% of everything you make back to the church, and then it turns into MLM, and that's what we're here for, man. That is why these places
and get
exist.
More people.
Yeah.
It's literally in the
Amway.
edict of the Jehovah Witnesses. It's in their mission is to, you're not getting into heaven unless you get more people. If you don't go and recruit more people, actively recruit people, you have a quota. You better get more fucking Jehovah Witnesses into this group, or you're going to hell. So why would anybody want to be a part of this fucking pyramid MLM? And B, is that love? Is that something do you really feel good for those people? Like when you say, oh, I really envy them for having this sense of, how could you envy them? They're in a cult. They're in a cult that's abusive. It's literally abuse. It's positive that what do they call that?
All religion is a cult.
Negative reinforcements. Negative reinforcement. Oh, you're gonna burn in hell, but we love you. But you're gonna burn in hell.
You know what? What else it is though, Ryan? I think we're all wired to try to find a group.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're all wired. We all want.
We're social animals.
Yes, and we need to feel a part of something. So I think a lot of people, and we all do. Everyone does it. We all try to find our family, our organization, right? And to feel a part of something is innate in all of us. It's instinctual, and people seek it out. And I think that's why religion has continued to be a thing that because it's bizarre to me. Like I don't know how can you justify being Catholic? I'm sorry if you're watching this that's me outside looking in based on what I know it's happened. It gets bizarre to me that not everybody just didn't go, all right.
Think of any other worldwide
We're
organization.
Yeah.
Any other worldwide organization anywhere in the world, in history of organizations, like actual groups that are organized, that would have had that many fucking pedophiles and survived.
Well, how did it work out for the Boy Scouts?
Exactly.
Not great.
Not so good at all.
That's not even a thing anymore.
That's right. So here we are. So this is the hypocrisy of religion, and it's disgusting, and it's.
And you know what? It's I get like here. Let's end on this because
I
when Bondzee brought
Catholic,
this up,
by the way, just so you know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
When Bondzee brought this up, I bet he didn't think that we'd be like
go another 30 minutes.
He knew what he was doing. The fucking asshole.
Can you listen? I'm a pretty nice guy. Can you do me a favor? Can you, when I'm ready to wrap up, can you guys do me a favor? Just shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up and let him wrap up. Just say I love you. Goodbye. That's what I do. I love you.
Duly noted.
Ryan
did ask me to bring it up today, though.
I didn't ask you to bring it up.
Well, you asked in the DMs, hey, we should talk about this today. It was one of the things,
right.
and I thought, well, I'm
yeah, but we
Don't
do
you
that
know
every
that
now
slipping
and
it
then.
under the door.
We avoid
I won't
contact
do it
every
next
day.
time when you're signing off.
All right, whatever. I don't care anymore. Listen, if you believe in religion, you're an idiot.
That's about it.
So that's
the bottom line here, and let's wrap this whole gift of a podcast up with a bow. If you believe in religion because you believe in like the love thy neighbor as thyself, 1 Corinthians 13, if you need it because it gives you like, oh well, I don't feel so bad about dying, and I don't feel so bad about this. If I think that's it's great, good, super, awesome, cute,
Well
awesome,
put.
great. However, if you believe it and you use it and you weaponize it, you're a cock.
Yeah, Barb.
Barb.
Fucking Barb.
Anyway, thanks for doing this, guys. Appreciate it. Always good.
Thank you.
Good to see you all. Yeah, I did too. It was a lot of fun. Lots of laughs. Doesn't matter. The Bondzee made it go 30 minutes when. Like,
Hey, do you
when
want to
we
talk
fucking
about
wrapped
the
up.
It was only
photosynthesis process
fuck
of a
off,
pepper?
fuck off,
15
fuck off,
extra.
you, fuck off, you, fuck off, everybody. I'm not talking about anything else. You guys, fuck off. That is Ryan Lindley. Sheeple Shepherd Podcast is where you can find him. Sheeple Shepherd. Subscribe anywhere you get your fine podcasts. Follow him on Twitter at Ryan Lindley as well. That is Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton. Every single weekday morning, you can listen to him on the radio.
Soon to be replaced by Jason Kenney.
We've got Jimmy on tomorrow, which will be fun. And not only is Jimmy coming tomorrow, as we were trying to, before Bondzee brought up the religious shit, you guys made it go way too fucking long. We also have my friend Alex Dayrabekov. He's going to be here live from Ukraine. And we've got a game, Josh Fidel from the Radicalized Podcast, who's part of the Midas Touch Network. Have you seen these guys? The guys that tried to take down Trump with Lincoln Project?
Yeah,
and he's got like literally the full reporting on the Give, Send, Go shit. Like he is got a presentation to show Canadians. He wants to inform Canadians about where this money came from and why it came from there and who's behind it and what the fucking real deal is. So Josh Fidel is going to join us tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Amazing.
Yeah. And Bondzee, you got a podcast tonight?
No, it was last night. Tomorrow night we do.
Oh, how'd it go?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Thursday.
great. We had a lot of fun last night, actually.
Oh, did you? Good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, I
Thanks.
didn't know I was busy.
Forgot it was Thursday again. See, it's another day. It's fucking old.
Yeah.
Senior
Shit.
moments you guys are having.
I know. Thanks, boys. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Good to see you,
Talk
boys.
to you soon.
Good to see you,
See you guys.
Bondzee. Right.
Bye,
The
guys.
lads. See you later, fellas. Great to see everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Thanks for being part of the show. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, you can get everything we do at DeanBlundell.com, including visit our sponsors like Ed's Fine Imports. EdsFineImports.com sells Gitch, luxury branded underwear, boxer briefs. Absolutely the best thing you'll put in your nether regions, fellas, other than a little talc from time to time, if you know what I'm saying. But these underwear are great. They're boxer briefs, pouch in the front, super soft, breathable, moisture wicking, great band. You will love these, and it'll send you a free pair when you buy 3 or more. Go to edsfineimports.com, use the promo GITCH, and then the number 3. Super easy to do. Domination.com. Dominate with your content by using domination.com, DMNTN.com. Check them out today. It's AI for people that game, stream, and do promos, software, podcasts, all that stuff. They make it super easy for you to take your content and turn it into micro content, like 70 pieces in 10 minutes or something like that. Legitimately, it's artificial intelligence that makes streaming, gaming, podcasting, and furthering your brand a whole bunch easier. So try them out today. Free to try, DMNTN.com. And last but not least, Easy Auto Financial. Easy Auto Financial are people that help you get financing. If you don't want to pay for that financing and you have a hard time getting financing, it doesn't matter. They're ninjas, and they make everything turnkey so you can get the vehicle that you want at the price you want with the financing that you want that won't cost you a dime. EasyAutoFinancial.ca. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to sign up for a newsletter at DeanBlundell.com. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Big show. Bye.